Hi, Pastor Charlie here with New Hope Lutheran Church and Pastor Charlie's Toolbox. So this week I ran into a problem. I had a breakdown. My paper shredder, it's not working. So I thought, this can't be all that complicated really. I mean, I imagine that what's inside here must be some kind of steel knives to chop up paper and is run by an electric motor. And that's all there is to it. So, let's get started. Don't need that. And this here, don't need it. This here is the heart of the machine. So let's just pull the top off and see how simple it is. Okay, so what we have here is we've got these knife things that are driven by gears by this electric motor here, and then for some reason we've got wires going up to all these circuit boards, or I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. And you know what that makes me realize? I realize I'm in over my head with this particular project because I barely know what I'm doing. I have no authority to speak with when it comes to electronics stuff, you know. I know a little bit about electrical things, but when it comes to electronics, I'm lost. These computer boards and whatever all else is in here, I have no idea. I haven't got the foggiest idea what to do to fix it now. And because of my limited knowledge on this subject, I think I'd better just leave it alone before I hurt myself. My lack of knowledge, that I don't know what I'm doing here exactly, it brings us to our lesson for today, up here, from Mark 1, verses 21 to 28. And in that lesson, Jesus was preaching one of his first times, and people noticed something about the way Jesus was preaching. He was preaching like he knew what he was talking about, and as if he had first-hand experience. And he did it so well that people could just feel, here's somebody with authority. They know what they're talking about. And he knows the subject inside and out. Now, for back in those times, this was quite different from what the people in that place were used to. I mean, they were used to having someone talk about God in the same way I can talk about electronics. You know, I have a very rough idea of what's going on, but if you want some real answers about what's going on here, we can forget it. I'm not an expert on electronics. One of the problems we have today is that there are so many people who, for whatever reason, believe they're experts on all kinds of topics. And we aren't always sure what or whom to believe. A lot of people can sound convincing on a topic. I can possibly sound convincing with this here. Well, you see this board here, it goes to these doodads here, and then the wiring takes us around to these decompressors over here, and then the yabba dabba doos go over back into here. Yeah. You know, before we get too carried away by people who sound like they know what they're talking about, we might want to question them a bit. Some people like to talk about all the problems in the world and why things are wrong. But we need to ask them what should be done to fix it. I mean, if you really know what a problem is and what's causing it, well then you should have some idea of how to fix it, shouldn't you? It's kind of like my broken paper shredder here. While I might have some ideas about what might be wrong with it, I'm not sure what's wrong, and I'm pretty certain that I have no idea how it can be fixed. What we need to do here to fix this is to find someone who's an expert in electronics repair and knows what they're doing. You know, the same thing goes with things we might hear about that are in the Bible. Some people will tell us, well, it's in the Bible, and that, it's in the Bible. And you know, rather than just take someone at their word all the time, why don't we also read what's in the Bible for ourselves? And if we still have questions about what's in the Bible, maybe we need to consult with an expert. Someone who has some real authority on a topic, you know, like maybe a pastor. Good place to start. When we more fully understand what the Bible says to us and what God is saying to us through the Bible in these times, well, that could make a huge difference to us in how we see the world, in how we live our lives, and even as how we interact in our relationship with God and with other people.